you like your coat, Dora?
You used to love this coat. You just haven't worn it in a very long time.
Right, come on.
Sorry, this way. This way. This way. Come on. That's it.
You know, most Bostons wear clothes. Tori prefers the nude. Hey guys, welcome back to Shire Shenanigans. Today is day 2 of Vlogmas, and I have a special guest with us here today. My husband is home for the week, so he's going to chat with us because it's weird to talk to a camera next to a person, but not talk to that person. And he's just going to respond anyway, so he might as well be part of it. And I am following the rabbit, and we're starting a new painting instead of me working on something I've already done because I'm an adult and I make my own choices. I'm going to use some of the fancy washi tape I've been spending all of my money on. This is a very cute bunny one. I absolutely threw away the label before writing down who was the artist, but I got this from Unimade. And if it's still in her shop, I'll put a link in the description. I made this cover minder, my all oopsies, no daisies, because I absolutely ate shit this week. Tripping over a rug and just my body is broken. So we're going to use that one. This pen I got from Shimmering Canvases forever ago, but she makes a lot of beautiful pens. And she's doing a sale, maybe just yesterday, I don't know, but go check out her website and I'll put that in the description box also. And if you haven't purchased this salted butter tray from Bijou Bliss, what's wrong with you? It's very cute, very funny, and she specifically tells you on the back that it is not edible, which, Christina, don't tell me how to live my life. Eat your tray if I want to. The painting that we're working on is Peace Was Never an Option by Martith. It's from Jaded Gem Shop. This was actually part of a larger piece, but we requested that Martith allow Jade to put knives in the geese's mouths so that they were murder geese. And she obliged us, so I purchased this cute little snack. It is 52 by 32 centimeters? No, 23.52 by 32.76 centimeters, which are numbers that mean things to people in Europe. Yeah, so we will go ahead and get started. Husband.
Yes, wife.
Have you thought of the answer to the question you posed me yesterday?
I asked you a lot of questions. Which one?
You did. The one about the Bluey episode.
Oh.
So he asked me which Bluey episode, or what was it, which...
So the question was, which is your favorite adult topic that was covered by a Bluey episode?
Yes.
Because some of them are very hard-hitting and adult-oriented.
Yes. So I think my answer might be Baby Race, actually.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, so that one kind of pertains personally. So Baby Race, if you guys are unfamiliar with Bluey, that's a personal problem and you need to fix it. But... it's an episode where Chili is telling the girls about what it was like being a first-time mom with Bluey and being really competitive with other moms about baby milestones, which is absolutely a thing that is real and I've personally experienced because Ren was super achieving in most like physical aspects, and then when it came to like speaking to me, he just didn't. Like, he was a very late talker, I guess. He's over that now, absolutely. Upsettingly. And he just talks all the time now, but it was really hard back in the day when everyone else's kids were talking and Ren was still like grunt screaming at me for snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
No, that was like a year ago, and that's weird. Also, pause, I don't actually need to use this tray. I'm really dumb. I kitted this up into tray bricks, which literally have a tray built in. So I'm just going to have my salted butter here for emotional support. It's emotional support butter now. What was your episode? Do you remember?
Well, now I'm trying to think back through all the episodes that weren't just fun, but were actually serious. Probably the one that most comes to mind was the finale of season 3. That was hardest for me because we were literally living through that at the time that we were watching it, and I knew it wasn't going to end the same way.
So if you're not familiar with that, that's the episode The Sign, where Bandit is like, I'm going to move my family away from everything that they love so that they have a better life. But they don't want that. But so, and then at the end, they have a happy ending where Bandit is like, just kidding, I'm not moving us, and rips the sign out. But we didn't move because we wanted to. We moved because we had to. So it's different, and we couldn't just Hulk the sign out of the yard and move everything back in. So I guess in that respect, that one was kind of almost a bummer. Like,
I think it was a bummer.
Watching it is still kind of hard, actually. Ew, is this a 4-placer? Sick. Hang on. We like them long here. That's for weak painters. Pop a 7 in there. Alright. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, my son takes my wax and he makes these horrible amalgamations that he calls poopies. And then hands them back to me. So my pink wax never actually looks like a heart. It gets smashed into wretched poopies, and sometimes they get drills in them. So I could use different wax, but I don't like the fancy waxes. That's not true. I like how they smell. I don't like how they work, and these are free. So I will continue to use my poopy pink wax. Yeah. So if you guys have a episode of Bluey that you have watched that really hit personally in your life, you should let me know. I think there's probably Bluey covers so many different topics. I really liked the episode Dad Baby that's banned in America. You can find it on YouTube, and actually if I can find it and remember that I told you I would, that's the key. I will put that link in the description too. It's brilliant and everybody should see it. That was the episode where Bandit gives birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to get Pat to come in and deliver because he, grew up on a farm that grew sorghum, and that somehow made him qualified to deliver a baby.
Yeah, if you grow up on a farm, you know how to deliver babies, I guess. Let me know if that's true or not. Yeah, because, he tells Chili, I believe in the beginning of the episode, that, this is so easy. Well, so then they strap a baby carrier to his front, and Bingo crawls in. Now, in his meager defense, Bingo is heavier than a typical unborn baby.
She was 4 at the time, so yes. When
Maybe.
Ren's 4, he's going to weigh 50 pounds.
Ren's gonna weigh 50 pounds next week.
Probably, yeah.
My
spine isn't looking forward to that.
So yeah, Ren is large for most 4-year-olds, but he's not 99th percentile anymore.
Which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
That means there's heavier 3-year-olds.
Right. I think he's still in the 80s. 80s were wild. But yeah, he's not 99th for everything anymore. But He's definitely, I don't think he's ever hit average. At least not physically. Yeah, I like that one. And then, like, they almost get, it gets unrealistic, I suppose, at the end when they almost get Bingo out and then she crawls back in. I don't think that's supposed to happen. It didn't happen to us. Ren did not turn around and crawl back up. So.
No, he was exhausted by that point.
Yeah, he scared everybody. He was born asleep. Like, actually asleep. Not like how people say that nicely when your baby's gone. But, like, taking a nap. Like, he checked out. Which is fair. He was also in labor for a week. Rude. Well, a work week, I guess. 42 hours is a standard work week, but there are technically more hours than that in a week. Yeah. I don't think that episode should be banned in America, though. It's dumb. Oh no, it's a man giving fake birth to a dog? A dog giving fake birth to a dog. Americans are just... I have stupid hands. Americans are just... prudes. Y'all are prudes.
It's not even prudish. Like, he's wearing her in a pouch.
Right, yeah, you don't, like, see anything. Carrier. Yeah, there's pulling a 4-year-old out of a baby carrier while he's pretending to be in labor. Ren shows up all the time saying that he's pregnant.
That's actually true, he does.
And then he goes, "Pop!" and then hands me, like, a toy. And then says, "That's my baby." And, like, well, alright. I'll love whatever you give me, I guess. That's at least once a day. I'm gonna have to have a chat with his preschool teacher why he keeps coming home pregnant. Like a Pokemon daycare over there, and Ren is a ditto. Or his preschool partners are dittos. Anyway, so there's that.
If you send 2 dittos to the daycare, what comes out? Is it just like RNG, or are they all dittos?
Can dittos breed with other dittos? Oh my god.
Lore-wise, no, I don't think so.
What do you think, Toru?
Well, don't ask her.
She doesn't have an answer.
No.
Well, now I'm gonna have to boot up Pokemon and, like, put a bunch of dittos in the daycare and see what happens.
I think you can only put in 2. But yes, if you put in 2 dittos, what do you get out? Right. Like a Kangaskhan or something? That'd be really funny.
Yeah, they just, like, one of them decides, like, I'm this Pokemon today. And then but that shouldn't be how it works.
I think that should absolutely be how that works.
Pokemon Company, if you're watching, weigh in, please. But, no, alright, so we should boot up Sword or Shield, because there's, like, a Ditto Island in that one, isn't there?
I don't know if there's an island, but there's definitely places where you can find Dittos regularly.
Yeah, which is also not something that's not lore accurate.
I think they changed the lore, because the Gen 1 entry makes it sound like Ditto was a failed Mew experiment. But I think somewhere along the line that changed.
Well, they probably had to, because how do you justify having 100 Dittos?
Yes, exactly. You don't. It's a borderline legendary.
Like, yeah, if they keep the same lore and you've got 100 Dittos walking around, like, Jesus Christ. Giovanni is a war criminal. I mean, he is anyway, but, like, beating up kids and enslaving the most powerful Pokemon. Attempting to enslave.
Well, he built a god to win a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Like, that's just kind of sad, actually.
Well, that's true, because, yeah, Mewtwo he's created.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a successful lab experiment.
The successful lab experiment, yes.
He didn't just come out as bubblegum.
Nope.
Yeah.
He was corporeal.
And, like, sentient and depressed.
I mean, yeah.
I guess
as one is.
being sentient just leads to depression, I suppose. If you're not depressed, you're not thinking hard enough. Yikes. We need to watch the new Pokemon movie because they like remade it kind of.
Oh, the anniversary edition of Pokemon, the first movie?
Yeah, I kind of hate how they changed the animation, so we might not survive the first like couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my favorite movies.
But I think they also changed the story.
That would be devastating.
I think Mewtwo is less bloodthirsty, which...
They should have gone with the Japanese version and made them more bloodthirsty.
Right. But this is America, and they can't handle childbirth, and they can't handle murder monsters, I guess.
Or eugenics Mew.
Right. Bring back eugenics Mew, too.
Kill the clones, keep the line pure.
Right. Yeah, instead we get, like,
Mew.
cute Mew that's like, haha, you were made from me.
Well, no, Mew is like a stoner cat. It's great.
He is.
He's fine as he is. Just, if you're gonna change it, you should change it to the established lore of eugenics Mew. If you're going to change it at all.
Right, I don't think it needed to be changed. If they wanted to update the graphics, fine. Someone needs to age Ash. There's something wrong. But...
He's been 10 years old for like 50 years.
Right, they remade him, like, the Alolan Ash gives me nightmares.
Oh, that one's weird.
Yeah, it is. Like, why did you make him look more like a kid? Stop. Let him age. Misty and Brock went off to do adult things. He's like this forever kid that just finds new kids to kidnap and go on adventures with.
He's Japanese Peter Pan.
Oh my god, he is. Maybe that first time Pikachu shocked him, she, like, paused his telomerase. And so now he doesn't age.
Or unpaused it. So it works.
I thought, okay, genetics talk. I thought, okay, so telomeres are why we die and age. So...
Age, yes.
Because we just keep deleting pieces of it, and eventually our body's like, I'm out of it. I'm gonna
you start
die.
Deleting crucial information, yes.
Exactly, and then you get like demented orange trees.
Yep.
But so is telomerase what's supposed to stop it?
Telomerase maintains telomeres.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
active in specific cells. I think germline, like your, like the eggs and sperm. It's active there, and it maintains telomeres there. So, yes, the telomeres shorten, but the telomerase re-lengthens them.
Okay.
So they're like functionally immortal.
Right, but it gets turned off as you...
It's turned off in everything else, and I'm not really sure why. Nobody ever explains it.
We haven't eaten enough virgins.
No, but lobsters apparently have. It's very active in them. They don't actually die of old age.
They're out there
They
eating
just keep growing.
virgin fish or something. What do lobsters eat?
Anything. They're crustaceans. They just pick random bits of biomass off the ground. They're like tyranids.
Well, tyranids do kind of look like lobsters. Or dinos, depending on who you're talking to.
Depends on the one, yeah.
Also, backtracking, is Pikachu a boy or a girl? I don't remember.
When Pikachu... So with Gen 1, only specific Pokemon were ever referred to by a specific sex. Nidoran comes to mind.
Yeah,
There is a
because
specific male and female version. Everything else was, I think, genderless.
they didn't think that we were going to become obsessed with breeding our Pokemon. But, like,
I mean,
also...
Pokemon breeding also wasn't a thing in Gen 1. I think that got introduced in Gen 2.
Yeah, because you
2 or 3.
got some crazy person who's like, I need the perfect stats. Breed. And thus Eevee breeding was born.
That was really upsetting.
I don't know. I don't even remember what Eevee stands for. It's not the Pokemon Eevee. It's like the stats Eevee.
Yeah, something values.
Yeah. Joe does that. He's into that.
Yeah. Yep.
Catching Pokemon is really a moot point because I just use my starter Pokemon the whole game. And if it doesn't win the first time, that just means I haven't grounded enough, so...
You, I seem to recall, leaned very heavily on Corviknight.
Yeah, eventually.
When you got him.
Yeah, but, like, you also catch his baby version very early. Yes. Whatever the first 6 Pokemon are that I catch are the ones that I use the entire game. It does not matter who I catch later. I will use those starter zone Pokemon forever. And that bothers a lot of people. Let me know in the comments if that bothers you. Like, I'm not out here looking at types and stuff. They're in my party. They stay in the party.
Well, just get a fighting type and a dark type, and you should be fine.
If you hit a rock, or if you hit a bird with a rock, it'll stop moving. What is it? Fighting is good against psychic, so you punch nerds?
Other way around.
Oh.
Psychic is good against fighting. It's one of the only things that's good against fighting.
Oh, so you make the meatheads punch themselves.
Fighting is good against a lot of things.
Yes.
Punching things is a weirdly effective strategy, it turns out.
Yeah, like ice. Wrong flavor of ice cream? Punch it.
Yes, fighting does excel against ice types.
Okay, so I'm referring to a very specific YouTube video that talks about Pokemon, and it's very funny, and it is the only way I remember type matchups. If I remember that I told you I'd do this, I'll put a link in the description below so that you too can remember that if you hit a bird with a rock, it will stop moving. Also, I think we're coming up on the annual rewatch of A Good Enough Summary of Kingdom Hearts, because I'm starting to forget Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, we should watch that.
Like, I remember the general idea, but like, what the hell? I feel like you need a refresher once a year to kind of, sort of remember what's going on. And that is a perfect video for it. It's told by someone who also needs help remembering what in the world is Kingdom Hearts. I'll also put that in the description below, probably, maybe. Especially for Bev, if you're watching this, because you admitted the other day that you have never played and you don't know what Kingdom Hearts is. And I wanted to be mad, but at the same time, I get it. I get it. It's a mess, and I don't think people who play it really know what's going on either. We played through 1 and 2, and it was still like, what?
Yeah, they started to lose the plot in 2. It stopped being about just sealing hearts and saving Kyrie, and then it just turned into something infinitely more complex.
Yeah, they were like, long ago, there was all of these keys and stuff, but like sword keys, not just keys, but they are also keys. And like these guys in cloaks and...
The letter X. It's important somehow.
Right, remember that. Later, he'll get Norded, which is also important and weird and awful. And apparently Nording is consensual, maybe, sometimes. It's consensual if you say yes. If you say no, suddenly it's not consensual, but it will still happen.
Okay, so is there a thing where that description does not apply about consent? Because I feel like you just described consent like as a concept.
don't think so.
Okay.
If you don't consent, then it's not consent. And
Right.
and if you do consent, but then you decide you're all done with the Nort juice, and then you say no, that's also, you're no longer consenting. So it's not consent.
Of course.
Basically, a yes can become a no at any time, but a no can also become a yes. It's very confusing, but important to listen to and respect. Children. Except in Final Fantasy. Well, maybe actually, but in Kingdom Hearts. Was Sora asked if he wanted to be Norded? No. That's called unconsensual Nording.
Can you remind us again why this is called Norded?
Oh, yeah. So at the end of Dream Drop Distance, which is the 3D version, which it's the 3D version because it's on the 3DS, but then they were like, let's make the name with 3 Ds. Ow. And yeah, and so there's a bad guy. His name is longer than just Nort, but I don't remember what it is. But
Xehanort.
Right, Xehanort.
It starts with an X.
Which is important.
It's important.
And he's all over the place. He's actually like the first boss in Kingdom. Nope, he's the last boss in Kingdom Hearts 1. You fight sexy long-haired Xehanort at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, don't you?
Yeah, but he goes by a different name.
Yeah.
He's masquerading as Ansem.
Yeah, but he's not.
But he's not.
This
Ansem.
is important. Ansem is not hot.
Ansem is played by Christopher Lee.
Yeah, but he's like a mummy, which in this case is not hot. The not hot mummy.
Well, when he takes the bandages off and reveals he's an actual person that looks like a person, then you can start making arguments about that.
See, in the books I read, sometimes the bandages stay on.
They don't have skin, though.
They have enough in where it counts. Anyway, so you fight him in the beginning when he's Ansem, not Xehanort, but he's actually Xehanort, not Ansem. And then he becomes a different person in number 2.
Well, he still goes by Ansem, but everybody's weirded out that he's still there because you definitely killed him in the last one.
Yeah, while he was a boat.
Yeah, you fight through a few boat versions of him.
Yeah, and then he like hits Goofy with a rock, a big one.
In the middle of 2. In the middle of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, he gets better. But
I totally thought he died, though.
Yeah, everyone did. He really had us there in the first half.
Sora went on a killing spree.
Yeah, friggin' need to hit Donald with a rock. Although maybe we would just like have a parade. Yeah, and then later he reveals himself to be a not hot old man with like a nasty back hump named Xehanort, who's dropping Nort bits, which are like parts of his, is it like his soul? It's just part of him that he uses to like, he puts into people so that he can make the 13, which is what you do to open the Kingdom Hearts, I think. But he marks Sora with an X on his shirt in Dream Drop Distance because that's how he finds them. Because all the other people have an X put into their name, like Roxas and his redheaded friend whose name eludes me. What was his name? He was hot.
I
don't know. He has an X in his name, but that's how Xehanort finds them. So he put an X on Sora because Sora ate Roxas eventually, and he needed a new one. So he's like, fine, I'm just gonna Nort you. But then Sora's like, whoa, I didn't consent to this. And then I don't think he actually Norts Sora. But he does fail his, like, Kingdom Hearts University exam at the end of Dream Drop Distance. Which matters, I think, going into Kingdom Hearts 3, which we didn't play because we were like, what is this? And I guess there's a Kingdom Hearts 4 eventually, but they weren't supposed to because I thought that they finished it up in Kingdom Hearts 3. But apparently the writers went and snorted some more LSD, so they're making another one. Thankfully, these writers at Square Enix don't touch Final Fantasy XIV, so my game is still safe. And instead, Final Fantasy XIV is like, oh, you like this character who's arguably maybe not a bad guy. He had reasons. Now he's dead. But then, oh, did you know that apparently Veterans Day in America is also Horshaphant Remembrance Day? Because that's rude.
He was a veteran.
I got on, is it Instagram? In Final Fantasy's, like, Instagram had posted something about, like, he was a hero and, like, had his grave with his shield next to it as the picture. Like, stop it. In every single game, they like to remind you that Horshaphant is dead. And apparently now they're going to do it once a year. That's rude. Yeah. Also, side note, this pen is really chunky and it actually feels nice in my hand, and my hand hasn't gone to sleep yet. So that's neat.
I was wondering how you were still going.
Yeah. My thumb is starting to kind of hurt, but not as much as it would if the pen was skinny. So I guess the moral to this thought is that we need them thick with like maybe 3 C's. But I'm glad that I'm actually able to use this one because this pen wasn't cheap. I was starting to feel bad about having a bunch of expensive resin that I can't use because my hands are broken. Well, this hand specifically. I'm still going to try and diamond paint with my left hand this month. Yes. But on that note, I am going to stop this really fun WIP Chat here. My husband is home this week, so he'll probably pop in again because he's here and he exists. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. This video is technically going to go up on December 3rd, but it is for Vlogmas Day 2, but I fell asleep last night instead of filming because I have a 3-year-old and I was very tired. But I will catch you guys in the next Vlogmas video, which will probably also go up today because today is actually December 3rd. But I will post all of those links down below that I mentioned, and let me know in the comments if Kingdom Hearts has personally victimized you. I love you guys so much. Catch you in the next one. Bye!